Hey, I'm Tom, and I help busy experts like you publish your first or your next book in about 30 days. I talk to a lot of high level professionals, and one of the first things that many of them tell me is, Tom, thanks, but I already have a book or books. And that's great, seriously. Having a book puts you in the top 1% of your field. But when I follow up and ask, is that book actively generating qualified high ticket leads for you every month? There's usually a long pause.
This is awkward.
The hard truth is that over 90% of business books aren't doing anything for the business. They're credibility pieces, which is great, but they aren't assets. If your book is just sitting on a shelf collecting dust instead of collecting clients, it's likely because one of three common but fixable mistakes. Now, all three of these mistakes really come down to how you view your book. If you view your book as a business card instead of a client attraction system, then you're going to run into these problems. See, a business card just tells people who you are. A system does the work for you. It finds, filters, and pre-sells your ideal clients before they ever speak to you. That's what we're going for. The entire philosophy behind my 1-hour book process is to engineer your book as the first, most crucial step in that system. We don't just write a book, we document your unique system for genius, the repeatable process that you use to get results for your clients. And we turn it into a tool that makes your ideal clients say, man, I need to hire this person. So let's compare the three most common book building mistakes with a system-driven approach. So first, you have the vanity project versus the problem solver. The most common mistake in writing a book is that you think it's all about your story, your journey, your struggles, your triumphs. While that can be interesting, a client only cares about one story, their own. If your book is about you, it's a vanity project. My system flips that around. We focus 100% on the reader's problem. We document the exact steps you use to solve that problem for your clients. And the book becomes a playbook for their success, positioning you as the only logical guide. This is really important. You can still tell your own stories, but they have to be framed around the reader's problem and the reader's focus, not your own. Second, comparing the book as an encyclopedia versus the book as a scalpel. Doesn't seem like it would be the same thing, but stay with me on this. The next mistake is trying to cram every piece of knowledge you have into one book to prove how smart you are. You think the more that you talk, the more that you show your expertise, the better off you're going to be, the more impressive you're going to be. But what really happens is you create a meandering, overwhelming read that makes the reader lose interest. A book that gets clients is like a scalpel, not a Swiss Army knife. It's engineered to solve one specific, high-value problem so thoroughly that it creates this itch that only you can scratch. It gives them the what and the why so powerfully that they have no choice but to hire you for the how. And then the third mistake is the dead end versus the next step. Now, this is the most critical mistake because you leave your reader with no clear idea of what to do next. They finish the last page, they think, well, that was nice. That was a good story. It was a good book, whatever. And then they put the book on the shelf forever. You never hear from them again. A book that's built as a marketing asset has a clear, frictionless next step built into its DNA. We don't just drop a website link. We say, the logical next step is to see if you're a fit for my program. Click the link on this page to book a brief 15-minute qualification call. We make it easy and obvious for the perfect reader to raise their hand. This is copywriting 101, but it's one of those things that everybody seems to forget about. You need to be clear and deliberate in your call to action. Anytime you have a call to action, you have to tell the reader to take action. You can't just present it and trust that they will do it themselves. It seems like a small thing, but when you follow that, you're going to see your response rates go up. So if your current book feels more like a dusty credential than an active ROI generating asset, I want you to know that it's not your fault. It just wasn't engineered to be part of a system. Now, my entire process is designed to do just that. Turn your expertise into a book that works for your business 24/7. If you're ready to turn your knowledge into an automated client attraction machine, click the link in the description below to book a brief 15-minute call with me, and we'll talk it out and see if you're a good fit. If we have a good conversation and it seems like we're a good fit together, then we can talk about next steps. Thanks for watching.